Now, the communal clashes in Muzaffarnagar have so far claimed about 31 lives, and in fact, on the social network today, we focus on that fake video which apparently went viral online, and is one of the reasons that the state government has in fact blamed for the escalation of the communal tension. And of course, along with that, there were several photographs which were also morphed, and those also have been blamed for apparently stoking further communal tension. So now what we're looking at is it time that we recognize the dangers of social media and look at ways in which we should contain it? Or is this Akhilesh Yadav's best defense in the face of his inability to in fact contain those riots in Muzaffarnagar? That's what we discuss on the social network today. Social media versus governance. Hashtag Muzaffarnagar. You can tweet us live on our show. Our Twitter handle is @TSN on NDTV. And of course, you can ask your questions and comments to all the panelists. Let's quickly introduce our panelists for the day. In the studio, we've got with us Wajahat Habibullah, who's the chairperson of the National Commission on Minorities. We've also got with us Subhash Ghate, who is a writer and democratic rights activist. Rajan Pandey, who is a co-author of Battleground UP, Politics in the Land of Ram. Subi Chaturvedi, who's a professor at LSR. And from the Lucknow studio, we're joined by Rajiv Yadav, who's the founder of the Rihai Manch in Uttar Pradesh, and in fact he will be joining us in just a bit. But I just want to start with you first. Subhash, if I could just start with you. You're looking at all of these riots. There have been so many in the last, in the last several months that Akhilesh Yadav has been in government. This one has really has been the worst ever since the Babri demolition. Is this, this whole talk about how social media has now become, and the fake video has really escalated and made, communal tension, it's just escalated the violence out of control. Do you buy that?
The problem is very much there. The social media has definitely played a negative role. But as far as the responsibility is concerned, I think just by blaming the social media, Akhilesh Yadav government cannot just shirk its own responsibility. Because on the floor of the assembly, they have admitted that 27 riots have taken place. And if you talk to informal reports are there, that 270 riots have taken place when Akhilesh Yadav has taken power. So it is the social media needs to be blamed, but that aspect also should be addressed. And if you look at Muzaffarnagar, you look at Faizabad. Faizabad, there was a riot for the last 20 years. There was no riot since '92. That there was a riot when Akhilesh Yadav took power. So. But secondly, yes, social media has definitely played a dubious role. Yeah. And if you look, it's a South Asian phenomenon. You look at Bangladesh. Last year, the Buddhist shrines were attacked. You look at Pakistan. Few months back, a Christian hamlet was attacked because some picture of the Prophet was published. Or you look at Myanmar also. So everywhere this thing is happening.
So you're saying we're seeing incidents where social media is being looked at as a mischief maker. But I just want to bring you in, sir. The thing is that a lot of people are talking about, there are a lot of questions being raised about the fact that in Muzaffarnagar, are you really likely to see that many people with perhaps, let's say for the sake of argument, that many smartphones, that a video like that could in fact go viral and could result in the kind of violence that we're seeing on the ground? I mean, these are tiny villages which many would think would not probably have access to these kind of facilities.
Well, you see, the perpetrators of the violence, the people who are aroused to the violence, would be the people who have access to this kind of thing. You wouldn't find this among people who are so simple that they will not be provoked by this, but they become the victims. And this is not the first time. We saw what happened in Karnataka following on the Kokrajhar riots in Assam. So this is, in our country, we're lucky enough to have a law. We have thought of it, we have a law, but the law has proved a little defective. The fact is that, as has been said, the Facebook or the internet may not have been the actual provocateur, and we're not quite sure what the provocateur was. But even if it was not the provocateur, it has certainly had a hand in compounding the violence. And I don't know about the rest of UP, the incidents that have taken place. There have been a number of communal incidents, but they're not necessarily to be described as riots. The Faizabad incidents were certainly riots. These are certainly riots. There has been a failure of governance. There's a failure of governance every time there's a riot. I mean, there's no use saying that, well, it's no failure of governance, but there's been a riot, because if there's a riot, it means a failure of governance. It is a basic failure. But I mean, this has also been not just the riots, sir, but it's also the many days following that. I mean, there's so many questions being raised about the fact
fact that if there was some tension earlier on in the day, why did the government in fact allow that September 7th Mahapanchayat, which really took things to a next level?
Well, you see, this is the kind of thing that you can criticize, but I think the time now is really not one to start passing the buck or blaming that so-and-so is responsible and so-and-so is responsible. In fact, you find a lot of this happening on the television channels, that this is the fault of so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. The point is, what is happening? The point is that Indians are killing Indians. Forget about who belongs to which community or any other. It's a smirch, it's a scar on the face of India if our own citizens are killing our own citizens.